Yo, 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 what is up, people? It's your boy Jason Guna back again with some more content for the people. Yes, big up on yourself, big up on yourself. Welcome back to the show, people. We are in the building. JFF have us working overtime this week. Yo, really and truly, people, we just have some takes that we want to get across to the people from our perspective. This is basically something that has been in the news all day. Of course, you guys see the thumbnail and the title, Butler and Chung, from heroes to villains. And coach gives strong message, but is it a day late? All right, yeah. So we have a lot of things that have gone on since last night's fiasco, people. Of course, if you don't know what we're talking about, if you're new to the space or to the Jamaican football scene, you will have heard probably that last night Leon Bailey would have been named in the Reggae Boy squad for the Copa America, and subsequently, or shortly thereafter, would have seen Instagram posts from the player himself and also from his manager Craig Butler, that basically went against what we heard at the press conference. And there has been a lot of things said today in the media from all parties. We have something coming out first thing in the morning. I know Craig Butler was on Sunrise, CVM's program in the morning. I know that both Craig Butler and Mr. Chung were on Oral Tracy's program this morning on the radio. I think it's Hits 92. Yes, Hits 92. So big up to all of them. And then we know that I think Michael Ricketts as well, he might have been also on the radio. I'm not sure if it was Orals or a different program. So whatever program that was on. Now, me personally, I'm not going to be playing anybody's program here because I don't really know these people and I don't have permission to play the programs. So we're going to leave that alone. But we will just paraphrase and talk about some of the things that we have heard. I have been listening to. I've heard pretty much all the parties speak today. The last little bit that I just watched, big up to the Sportsmax team. I saw their little post that they did. That's where I actually heard Ricketts speak on the matter. It was something from early in the day, I believe, but I'm just not sure where it was. So I've heard everybody pretty much speak about this. Did also hear Rudolph Speed speak for a minute on, I think coach's desk had Rudolph Speed on. I think he was on the phone and he was actually on the panel on Manning's Man show after that. So I've heard a few things. People getting very testy when they're talking about this stuff. And there's a lot of things, people, that I think were done incorrectly as far as all this is concerned. And we're going to go through step by step. You know the way we do. We're going to talk it through as a group, as a big YouTube family in the program. And we're going to try to get and figure out, how could this have been done differently? Who is ultimately most culpable for the situation that we're in now? We're going to try to work through all of these things, people. But first things we have to do is just bless up to Woon, dropping the £5 on the board as we start the show. Respect yourself. Big respect to Woon. You don't know. Respect for the support, my bro. Yeah, man. Blessings, Stefan Wright. Blessings. Yeah, Woon. Madness go on yesterday, One squad of 26 players, and I believe we saw 3 different squads by the end of the night. I don't know how that's possible. Yeah, man. One. You're probably all the wiser because you don't know anything about this. Believe me. It's like, last night when I started the program, I really and truly wanted to just discuss the team, discuss how I see them, perhaps setting out the team to get some results in the Gold Cup. In the Copa America. But believe me, like, the show just took a left turn one because of all the madness going on. So we're gonna do a recap, just to see how we got here, and then we're gonna pick up the story with what went on today, on the various news platforms and stuff. So yeah, man, big up yourself, Vinny Congo. Bless up. Yeah, man, from where they are one forward back. A great commenter in the spaces always have something good to be saying. Love the football as well, so love them type of commenter there way. Really into the football, and you can tell in the way they comment, checking in. Yeah, this is totally unfortunate. We are preoccupied with our field issues. Well, Stefan, I guess the only silver lining in all this, the last time Bailey had a situation surrounding the team, they had to play a game the next day. Now, at least we don't play until next week. What is that, Saturday? Yeah, we don't play till next week, Saturday. So, some time is there to kind of get this out of the news cycle. And there'll be ample shows before that game where we can actually do what I love to do, talking about the Reggae Boys, and that is on the pitch and tactics and how we're going to play. That's really what we want to be doing. But to be honest, people, this is a part of the football too. I mean, the players do have to go through the administration to be able to play. And so, when the administration is in the news, we have to talk about it. I mean, I know some people, I don't know, some people maybe don't like to touch these subjects that much. Um, for whatever reason, and to each his own. But I believe I can be fair and balanced enough to discuss any topic, and people, it's never any malicious intent involved. It's just how I see things. And that doesn't mean I'm right either. But I do plan to get my point across. If I have a program, what's the point if you're not going to be expressing your points? You know what I mean? So that's the plan. That's the plan. But it is unfortunate, Stefan. That is for sure. Bless up yourself, float management. Respect for checking in the building. You already know, people. I don't like to do this, but I have to. It's a part of the job. Like, share, and subscribe the content. And one done, make you know. If you feel so inclined and you want to help out the program, you can do so in a few ways. But one of the ways is, making a comment with a super chat or just dropping some money on the board like one. Um, and another way as well, there is a join button also. I do have memberships. It's 199 to join, and I believe that will be something that would come out every month. But once we get to a certain amount of members, there will be members only content that I will be creating. Maybe certain things that I wouldn't touch on the regular side of things, I might do so in the members only, where I can be maybe a little more candid, right? So yeah, look out for that in the future, people, as the channel grows. Of course, that I will grow and the content will grow. And yeah, would love to be a part. I would love for all of you to be a part of that growth as well. Everyday Living said, let us make today the last we speak about Bailey, Whisper, and Hutchinson. We have to move on. All right. So Everyday Living, I'm with you. I'm with you on all of those players, because after today, I really don't want to speak about players not in the Copa squad. So I'm with you. After Copa, we can, if we want to, we can discuss any player. But I agree with this Everyday Living. After today, this is the last. Once it go through this today's cycle, I'm done with it, people. I'm done with it. I mean, I've heard enough from every party today. Nothing else that I hear tomorrow will change things. I've made my decisions as far as how I feel about things. I'm just going to express that tonight. You know what I mean? And get it off my chest, and that will be it. You see it. What's the most unfortunate part for me is we are asking for top players to come represent us. So we need to do better at handling some simple issues from an administrative standpoint. Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, so many questions about last night. Like, how does CVM even get a squad that includes a player that's not even in their squad? How did Whisper get on their graphic? How did Whisper get in their video montage to reveal the squad if he was never on it? That was so strange to me. And yeah, 1-1. So Bailey is listed on the squad on JFF. I believe it's still there. Let me check. They might have taken it down though. I haven't really been on there today. So let's see. Yeah, so that the squad that was posted is still there, 1-1. So yes, if you were looking at JFF's Instagram, you would still see Leon Bailey there listed. But yes, you can basically remove him. He is not there. Shortly after the squad was released, 1-1, Bailey took to Instagram and put up a message saying misleading information with 3 dots. And that was then retweeted or reposted by Butler, who then made another post listing some demands that were not met. And after saying those demands were not met, also said, and at the end of the day, Leon is taking a break. So, he drove home the point to say that, the break that he was saying he needed, the time for that is not up yet. So he's not understanding why JFF would have done something like that. So then started the he said game, and that's what we're gonna go to and discuss today. And people that I'm actually happy that One is here because he hasn't been privy to any of this stuff. So he'll be coming into this with no kind of nothing in his brain. So he'll just hear what I have to say, hear what people in the chat I'm sure will be telling him along the way, and we can get a perspective and a point of view that hasn't been swayed in any direction yet by anything, right? So that's good that one person in here I know for sure don't know nothing that's going on. Zine. Yeah, so as I said, the Instagram story started and everything started. So the first thing I think, if we're doing it on a timeline, the first thing that would have happened is this morning, Butler was on Sunrise, and he basically, you know, made several points to the gentleman interviewing him. Sorry, I don't know your name, gentleman that was doing the interview. Wasn't really paying attention so much to the name, but basically the main gist of it, and I'm not gonna play it because I don't want to infringe on them stuff and everything. Basically he's just basically saying, listen, you know, Leon has been going nonstop since 2016. He needs a break. He wanted to use this time to be with family. That's why he's gone to the States to continue his vacation. Um, the overall theme of it was, he just needs a break. These things have already been stated. And then he goes ahead and lists, the points that he listed in his Instagram post the night before. He also mentioned things that weren't listed, like, unfairness of player selection. He tied in number 5 in his list, which directly was dealing with the conflict of interest that he perceives to be, and a lot of people do actually, with Rudolph Speed being the head of the technical committee and being the head of Cavalier as well, referencing the amount of players that Cavaliers typically gets in these national setups. Now on the senior team level, I think the World Cup qualifying squad had 2, Adrian Reed and well, actually 3, because Gadale Irving joined. So Adrian Reed, Gadale Irving, Richard King. Currently, there's only 1 Richard King. I believe the U20s that played the qualifiers the other day, they would have had 3 as well. Barrett, Adrian Reed, and Ainsworth. And I believe that the new squad that they took, I know Ainsworth was injured, so he would have dropped out, but I know Keani Jackson joined, and I want to say another Cavalier player. So, nothing egregious as far as how many players, as far as what I can see with Cavalier. So I don't know if leveling that towards him is the best, something that will stick the best, because I don't see Cavaliers players really all over the national teams per se. Yes, they do always have a few, but I don't want to miss the timeline up at all. But just to reference what I'm talking about now, Rudolph, I said something in the comment section and today in Management Show, and Mr. Speed addressed me directly, and basically because all I was saying was, he kept saying he was talking mainly about the senior team and how many players are in the senior team, and I just said, to be fair, Butler was really referring mainly to the youth team. And he was making the point that, well, 2 years ago or however long ago, Butler was complaining about the senior team and the amount of people in the senior team. Now, why is the goalpost moving to this youth teams? And then he was making the point that in the JPL and in Jamaica period, Cavalier would have the most under 20 players that they're actually using in these competitions. And so it would make sense that when these teams are being formed, if you're going to get some of the players from Jamaica, you would go to that club because they're the ones that are really pushing the youth the most. And when you look at it from that point of view, how can you really argue that, right? So yeah, so let's just go back to Butler in the morning. Basically, he laid out all this stuff that was going on. But the thing that really I think a lot of fans, and I think maybe Butler is not really noticing right now, is that It's one thing to have all these gripes with the JFF and want more professionalism. I don't think anybody in their right mind would be mad at something like that or at requests like that. But when it comes to now, you know, leveraging Bailey's situation to try to see if you can get more players in the U20, and okay, all right, I'm glad that you picked this one player, but if you can't get this player and this player, I don't want none of them to go. And this is something that we've seen as a theme with Butler and the JFF for years now. It started very early in the time with Leon, when it was like, it's a package deal. If Leon's gonna play, Kyle has to be there too. And I think that really is what started Butler thinking, okay, well, this actually works, because for a time Kyle was included in the youth setups, and I remember that under 23 team, he was a part of as well with Leon. So maybe he's thinking, I've done it before, I'll just do it again. But I think that's just terrible, because at the end of the day, what it's doing really is, it's one thing to not care if people like or don't like you, but it's now getting to the point where people are turning against Leon for the actions of his manager. So somebody that should be looking out for his best interests at all times, in doing so now, has literally turned a huge chunk of the fan base against him. Because I think the people were with him if the conversation was strictly based on conditions and lack of professionalism. Because I think a lot of people, whether they're in the know or not, just from general perception, you know they would more rally against the JFF for things of for reasons like that, because we've seen in the past they have had some follow ups in professionalism or where that is concerned. So that's a much easier pill for the fans to swallow than, I need a break. Because at the end of the day, Mr. Butler, there are people out there that follow football worldwide, and it's really not that easy to sell this to people when, we just saw USA play Brazil last night, and players that played, longer seasons than Leon, and more frequently than Leon, and 90 minutes more than Leon, are playing and have been playing since the season was over for the most part. Vinny did get a longer break. I saw him with DJ Khaled and doing some stuff for like the last week or so, but he's there now. And he could have wanted a break until the actual Copa America, but that just wasn't going to fly. You had to get in and be a part of the team. The team. That's the part of things that I think, yes, if you're a manager of your client, obviously you're going to think about your client before any team. But at the end of the day, if your client doesn't have a team, what's the point? Because you've in essence you've isolated him from his team now. So now, I just don't see how him as the manager doesn't see value in Leon being a part of something successful for Jamaica. Like, that can only help his stock in terms of everything. So look, that was basically Butler on in the morning show. I think Butler really drove the conversation in that one. I thought when he was on Oral Tracy's program later, or Oral did a much better job of trying to drive the conversation where he wanted it to go. Maybe that's a byproduct of Oral being a little more comfortable with Butler and vice versa, because he has been on that program, or not even on that program, but I know I've heard them speaking to each other on, you know, media platforms before. So maybe that aided the conversation in flowing a little bit more. And then Dennis Chung as well spoke. So I think the order of events was Dennis Chung spoke first to Oral, and then after Oral spoke to Butler. So when Chung is speaking now, basically he gives his rundown of accounts, and I actually have something in my phone that's like a timeline of what happened. So I want to just kind of read through that, since I'm not going to play any of the actual footage. As I said before, I would rather reach out to these people directly and say, hey, I want to play your content, but until I do so, I won't bother playing it, because, yeah, just I'll stick on the safe and not sorry side. See? All right, so I've said a lot. So let me see if anybody else will check in and talk to me in the meantime. Travis said, big up the most hated YouTube fan a check in. Boy, Travis, may I tell you, everywhere you go a war thing, but you usually calm in, well, I wouldn't say calm still, but people the conversation not reach to the epic proportion where it reach some of the time them, you know. Can anyone answer if Bailey is going to be replaced? We only have two strikers on the team. Shaking my head. And the midfield always, as always, is light. Well, I did hear today a call in while Speed was on the program, and he tried to get some clarity on whether Bailey, if there's a timeline that you get from CONMEBOL after you submit to replace players. And I don't know if a non-injury replacement is allowed. I have to do some more research on that, Bravo. So I don't want to speak definitively on it. But I was trying to get prepared for this show, so I lost track of finding that info out, but I will find that out for sure, Bravo. Before I will find that out, Bravo. Believe me. Big up Travis. Opinions on football are no reason to hate a man unless the opinions are followed by sucks. There you go, 1-1. Travis, you see that? That is a profound statement. Football don't have to be no hate thing or hate this man thing. And then if your opinion them differ so greatly, it no need for reach to the suck whatever stage, right? We can just leave that part the outer door. Early B, with or without Bailey, Jamaica is going to the World Cup. In time, Bailey will realize that Jamaica football is bigger than him and Phoenix. All right, early B speaking. Peace. Early out. Travis says, CB, you can't dictate to the JFF. You are no one in Phoenix. So you, Bailey, whisper U20 players should stay one side. Low Jamaica football. Jason from the Leon interview with Jeffrey Butler outlined all these said issues that must. Yes, he did. It's been a long time. Some things he said were absolutely true. Some of the points he made are not for the public. Some of it was arrogant too. Yeah, absolutely. So they can't stop the progress, eh? Cavalier play the most youth. Jason Guna facts right there. Yeah, man, it's a fact. I mean, you can't really push back on that. It's a fact. No replacement for Bailey. Copa rules. Yeah, I am of the belief that it's not an injury related replacement, so it can't happen. Yeah, man, it's not personal. I've disagreed with many on YouTube, and I don't think it ever reached that far. I think maybe when I first hit forward on the YouTube platform, I think I did kick off with maybe Rob Smith a few times, but it always was respectful, and if it go for sure because Rob Smith actually forward and subscribe to the channel and comment, and and me and him kick off before in chats. So it's not the end of the world, people. You gotta disagree, it's a part of life. Bless up, bro. You see how long he has. That is true. Travis never ever changed him out, but lad, never. Package deal. Yeah, man, a foolishness, man. Early B said Bailey is not committed to the cause because of Butler pulling his strings with a hidden agenda. Phoenix. Bless up yourself, Ty. Owen, bless up yourself. Big up, Cygnus. We're up on the road, do a thing, say the streets full up and everything, but so be it. I couldn't wait for the midnight clock for strike that time, yeah. Jason, from the Jeffrey interview, Butler outlined all these conditions from that time. I'm utterly concerned as to why a week before the squad is announced, we are seeking to resolve these issues. Very true. Top Shatter is back. Spread the word. Let them know. Sweet shoot, bro. Just John, as anyone needs to separate himself from Butler. I had one. Brilliant. I haven't gotten there yet, but that was definitely going to be a talking point before I got to Coach Hallgrimsson's side of things with his comments today, which I am going to play for you guys. I am going to play that for you guys. Owen feel left out, Travis. Make sure you hail him up. Owen, I say, he want to know who him attack. Owen, I say, see me? Me slower than Travis. I had one. I said on YouTube that CB will be the death of Leon Bailey. I see it play out now. Yeah, man. I hope Whisper is making move to separate himself as well. That's another talking point as well. Brent, yes, they submitted Bailey name. So we could go down in the Chung part of this whole, I not even know if I call it fiasco. I mean, I like say drama, but it is literally drama. That is what you have to call this thing. Where is it? 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 See it here. All right, so this is a little rundown of everything. All right, so of course, during the press conference when Bailey was named, somebody, I forget the journalist in the room, asked about Bailey's inclusion, and at the time, the coach said, "Okay, listen, I can't take so much credit for this. Yes, I did talk to the player previously. We had a long conversation on the phone, but the final steps were taken by Craig, his manager, agent, and Mr. Dennis Chung, General Secretary of the JFF. So apparently, when Chung was on there, he actually, called him by his nickname, which is one that he's had since playing schoolboy football, Craig Butler, that is, and that is Bullhead, right? So he said, yeah, Bullhead and I sat down to have a talk. And right there and then, I realized where part of the issue might be. It seems as if, because if you don't know the backstory of Chung and Butler, at one time Chung was a part of Phoenix, right? He had a son playing football in Phoenix. He kind of helped out with like managerial duties and things to that nature at the time. And then over time, that relationship soured between them, and he's no longer part of Phoenix. His son not there anymore. Blah blah blah. Long story short, they do not like each other now. Well, put it this way: Butler don't like Chung. I've never really heard Chung say anything publicly bad about Butler. He tends to keep it very political whenever anything like that comes up. Tries his best not to throw any words that way. Just acknowledges that yes, they don't talk like they used to one time. But anyway, it seems like in an attempt to get this thing sorted out, he tried to play on that old relationship that he had with him and get him for a sit down. So anyway, he agreed, and they have this sit down now. Two things that bug me about this whole sit down situation, right? First thing, everybody that's involved in it should have been present, as if you ask me. So if Butler has demands from long time about a lot of things, Bailey has problems. The coach reached out to Bailey to ask him if he's ready to play prior to this sit down. My question to everybody is, why wouldn't the meeting involve Bailey, the coach, Speed, and Butler at the very least? And if we're being totally honest, people, we know that the biggest enemies in all of this is Butler and Speed. So even though Speed like to say me not involved in that and me deal with policy and this and that, I would have him in attendance at this meeting as well. Because a lot of times, subliminally, things that Speed is associated to get brought up in the grievances that Craig hears, right? So I would have all those parties in the room. And yes, but I probably have some boxing gloves in the corner, so when the things get crazy, them can box it out or something, because that right there is like just asking for disaster, them people in a one room. But to me, that's how would I get somewhere. You have to get the people them to sit down and have this conversation. So anyway, it's only Butler and Chung. So it's not everybody that needs to be there as far as I'm concerned. Now apparently things were exchanged, words were said. Butler Chung said, these demands were brought to him, and he basically answered them as they were. So the first thing, let's talk about the contracts. Get better travel accommodations, right? Hotel rooms, and security. So on the travel accommodations, he said, listen, the way we do it, premium economy, everybody sign off on it. If you want to upgrade to first class, that will be on your dime. You'll have to upgrade. And you're more than allowed to do so. But we can afford to pay premium economy for other players. Boom. So that one is checked off there, right? Probably not the perfect answer him want, but at the end of the day, Butler have to know that it is JFF. I mean, it's not, you're not dealing with the Brazilian Federation, you're not dealing with Mexico, you're not dealing with USA. It's Jamaica at the end of the day. So that one, premium economy, I mean, look, I'm sure you don't mind upgrading or doing the upgrade charge. It's not I don't want to watch your pocket, but I'm sure that's okay for you to upgrade, right? Next, the accommodations part. Now, according to Mr. Chung, for the Copa America, um, they did agree, since it's going to be a pretty long tournament, that players would have the right to ask to not have a roommate and just be in a room by themselves, right? Um, so that would have been checked off there. Of course, Bailey wanted his own room; he would get his own room for the Copa America. So boom, that's that. The next thing was so what, travel. Oh, the security. The security, the way Mr. Chung explained it, at the at the um at the Copa America, CONMEBOL will provide one security detail for all the teams. As far as personal security for players, that's just something that wouldn't be in the budget for the JFF. But if Leon wanted to employ his own security, they would not stop him from having the security in the vicinity of the team, right? Um, so that was that as far as that one was concerned. They did mention as well, um, better like better better policies regarding employee player relations. And I was a bit unsure of what that meant yesterday, like exactly, because the wording was a bit weird to me. Because I'm like, all right, which employees? Like, what are you really referring to? What are you saying here? And after hearing all the conversations today, basically what that one was referring to was like, and I don't even want to say what kind of employee, because next thing them say me hear a story, I may tell you about something, but I don't have any knowledge of this happening. But basically what Butler was saying was, and I believe he did mention this briefly on the Sunrise interview as well. Um, there might be people around the team, employees at the JFF, that I'm trying to say this. Well, there's no good way to say this. Them two beggy people. Them just see the ball of them see the nice things the ball of them have. And you get around people, everybody have a story. Boy, more tell us last week, my auntie, and always a story. Basically too much storyteller around the team, around the players, and Bailey himself didn't want that to get dealt with, right? Um And the next thing, and let me just tell you about the next thing now, because I want to go through the things that were listed that I heard Chung say were talked about, right? So let me just look up. I just want to reference the list one more time to make sure I don't miss any of these. Yeah, man, while I'm doing that, people, remember, like, share, and subscribe. We are putting in the work, people. We are doing a thing, and we're not run from the topic because, sadly, it's kind of important right now. All right, the next one was adopting global standards relating to communication with the players. I don't remember him really referencing this in the interview with Oral. But yeah, I mean, that's something that I would think, once they put on the table what exactly they're talking about, that shouldn't be too hard to follow. Now, adopting global standards relating to the determination of player affiliation. So this part of it is one that I think is a big sticking point for Butler. He's really upset at the fact that every time Phoenix players are listed on these youth teams, they're shown as unattached. Speed said it plainly today that, to his knowledge, the Phoenix Academy has no affiliation to the JFF. We have heard the head of the St. Anne FA say that they are registered in St. Anne. And I think the biggest talking point from people whenever they hear that is, when's the last time that they played any competition in St. Anne? So yeah, that one is one that is kind of murky. I can't really comment on that because, yeah, I can't comment on that one. The next one is immediately addressing the clear perception of or reality of conflict of interest at the level of the technical committee chairman. We believe that is the case globally. The chairman of the technical committee should not hold any club affiliation. So yeah, those are the 5 things that he actually listed, and these are the things that Chung would have spoken to. Now, a couple of these, he basically said, listen, the head of the technical committee is an elected person. Like he won a vote. He served his term. Can't really just remove him, right? As far as the head of technical committee is concerned, there's no conflict because he has absolutely nothing to do with the picking of the players. Um, you know, People that want to push back on that will say, listen, you don't pick the players, but you have a hand in picking the coach who picks the players. So, by extension, you're kind of picking the players. I don't know how much I buy into that. I will say that if you are the boss or who the coach kind of answers to, because you are the head of the technical committee, that is kind of a compromising situation to be in. But look, I can only take his word for it at this point. I'm not in Jamaica. I'm not following these people around. I don't have somebody listening to the meetings that they have. So if the man say him don't pick the team, him don't pick the team. I mean, what we're gonna do? Like, where's the evidence that him pick the team? You know what I mean? Besides people complaining that he picks the team, that's the only evidence that people bring. Well, this man said that, so that's why it's gossip. No, but I can't really go by that. We saw where that got Hallgrimsson. He kind of took the word of some people to think that Bailey was good to be picked, and look where we are now. So yeah, it's so those are the 5 things that were listed, but I think it runs a little deeper than that because Chung basically spoke to the things that he could agree with, and he had things on the list that he said he couldn't agree to. He doesn't have the power to get rid of any technical committee person. That those people were voted in. The things that he could control and the things that he explained the things he couldn't do and the things he couldn't control, he can't fix, right? So that was his take on everything. But he did say that leaving that meeting, he thought that they had come to a good understanding, and whatever. So Butler calls or is called to the program, and he says his piece. And Butler basically says a lot of what was said on Sunrise, but again, got it a bit into detail some more because I think Oral did a better job of kind of pulling the information from him, right? So I think that flowed a bit better there, and we maybe got a little deeper look. Now, Oral did a good job as well of, you know, going past those 5 things that were demanded on Instagram, which most people would have known about, and most of those things are the things that Hallgrimsson himself would have said. There are some points that he made that we agree with, and he said that in the press conference last night, which I thought was surprising. And he also said it earlier in the week, which led me to believe there must be some behind the scenes action being taken because he hadn't publicly sided with Bailey at any point until last week when he first got on the radio. So that was kind of, for me, kind of telling because, why would he take such a public stance if he wasn't trying to actively get the player back? So that kind of adds up for me now. Hearing what he said then and seeing what he tried to do last night, it makes sense that he must have been behind the scenes really trying to fix things. But yeah, I think again, what was telling, not the 5 things that Butler discussed, but there were some things that he didn't list. And I think these are the things that when people hear the full story, they start to change their tune a bit about how they feel about Bailey, because the things that weren't listed, right? He went on to say, at the end of the day, we want these things to happen, but even after, separate and apart from that, Leon is still on a break. So again, there's that break word, people. And again, I keep telling you, he needs to stop thinking that people don't study and follow this football thing, because a lot of the country, yes, we love Leon Bailey and we love all the reggae boys, but we all have another team we love too. Some of them love Brazil, some of them love Spain, some of them love Italy, some of them love whichever team, and all of them ball them as if for them team there. None of them not take no break, people. They've been playing and training and in camp and playing friendlies. So why is it that our ballers need a break? I don't know. That's the $1 million question, right? So the break thing is one thing, people. The other thing, there have been rumblings, right, about there's other issues underlying, right? One of Butler's under 20 players was not selected. Then the other under 20 players were to be withdrawn because that one wasn't selected, right? Just all those little things that he's doing, using these players as pawns to try to, push his agenda, push his players, get more representation into the national team. It's exactly what he's leveling at the head of technical committee. He's doing himself without being in the JFF. It's a weird one. Leon's reputation is tarnished over emotions and feelings. He's a pawn. Yeah, that's what's happening. Leon is the one looking like the worst person in all of this. I add one. Him not too sensible, bro. Oh, him a talk about whisper. Yeah, it's tough. Bailey fiasco overshadowed the fact that no, we don't know how Whisper got in the squad. Yeah, bro. And that's another thing, when he was pressed by Oral Tracy about Whisper specifically, the man asked him what kind of injury Whisper have. And you want to see the man go on and dodge the question and thump off the question. Brother, I know me not hear nothing about Whisper injury, if him injured or not, where him injured. Nothing like that. We not hear nothing like that. The man just dip and dodge, and trust me, the man skillful panda one day. Cause the man asked him, the man say, yo, what about Whisper? Is Whisper injured? Man, the man go on like him not even hear the question there. Big up, big boss. Can we move on from Butler and Bailey? The coach needs to stop run down Bailey. Yeah. I'm gonna play a clip. The second segment of the show is gonna be Coach Give Strong Message, but is it a day late? So I'm gonna play that clip for you, and I'm gonna give my take on the coach, because the coach was getting a lot of beating when this first happened. And I think over the course of the day, the beating kind of getting more spread around to everybody. But the coach was getting a lot of beating at first. We always have players holding the program hostage or thinking in our head of the JFF. Our coaches are really able to fully control the group. Yeah. And I think one of the things that's lost in all of this, one is like, what is the effect on the other players of all of this? Like how them I look on the coach. Them are pre the coach now, like, brother, because the man said last night, when the man announced it, and them asked him about it, and the man said, well, due to some prior engagements, he won't be with us for the first game, but he'll meet up with us after. And brother, the whole world and Reggae Boys fans, we have followed this thing, we know say the prior engagement is a party on the day before the first game, when the man are throw, And the man pretty it up in the press conference to talk about prior engagements. But I tell the people who are going, man, him a promote him party and him a go him party. Chung won on all accounts on that interview on our Tracy show this morning. Yeah, I mean, look, I think in terms of presenting information as they happened, for sure, he the timeline check out. Cause even when Butler came on afterwards, Oral was saying, well, where him say and where you are saying is kind of how both of you saying that's how it happened, right? But what I will say, Travis, is him never win on the counts of the outcome and what played out afterwards, because right now there's no proof besides one man saying something happened. In other words, it was too, and Speed said this earlier, and I have to agree with him when he said it was too informal. You see, the minute him say, look here, Bullet, me could just deal with this thing now, and just, brother, it not gonna work. So the man I said professionalism is the rule of the day. And you want like kind of convince, just attack, kind of bullet. No, brother, put something in writing, send it over, sign this or document it. It have to go so, brother. It have to go that way, because it now this he said game that's gonna play forever. So a clip of West Harding has improved immensely. Very good pass and overlapping at CB. Looks like he would be better than Low at CDM. Brother, anybody, big up yourself, Low, but anybody better than you at CDM, my boss. Believe me. When you say villains, you mean Aston Villa supporter? Not this time, but good one, namesake. Big up yourself, Sandre. Come, yeah, push it low. I will see them until you get a good one, okay, bro? No, Travis, man. You don't have to be, man. Wanna stop plant low in a team everywhere, no, man. Has Craig had any relationships didn't go sour? But that's a good question in the Cygnus. Because when I time them, you and Bailey never did agree. I don't know if them get on a better grounds, you know. But yeah, when I time them they say it was a bit chilly, that situation, you know. Look like them kind of sort it out a little more now, but and obviously them a family. So regardless if that did go on for a couple months or whatever, I know eventually, you work it out. Look on him and my own son. Them did malice for a good while and now them back. So that's a part of family sometimes still for real. Travis Presser Whisper is young. I will give him some grace, just like I'm giving Greenwood grace. Being manipulated brainwash is no joke. Never too late for a shower of rain. Hoping for the rain. Yeah, you can only be hopeful I had one, but the initial forecast not look good. People in documentaries complaining about players saying what players we need, don't need, and saying we need to rebuild. Like there are some coach. No, you need to STFU and do your job. Let's see how it plays out. Travis, go one side. Low can't pass to save his life. Don't be surprised Grimmy tries him there. Yeah, it's funny you say this Owen because earlier, big up yourself, JD, but IMAX it. Him did talk about the players and thing, and him a talk about Harding. I'm say, boy, JD, if him can play CDM because we really could have used some more. And him say, boy, I don't know if him can play this, so, but some of the people let me say input there, yes, him can play this, so I agree with him. They all should have been at the meeting, Simon. Yes, thank you, Stefan. Thank you, Stefan. My pops said to me earlier, I totally agree with him. I totally agree with him. And if it never so late, I would have called him, because I have some very good takes on this. As a matter of fact, I might just put him Facebook post on the screen and read it out. Because I think it was very well written. Toxicity, JFF need to stay away from them. Facts. They might try to bring down the thing, captain of the bench. Jano. Yeah, I agree. I thought that was a good comment, 1-1 just now. Good comment. So how the match I go? I'm not even watch it. From West Indies win last night, I couldn't believe. I give up on them for go watch CVM madness with them show. I'm sure I just go and watch the Cricket Star. Hallgrimsson playing loyal soldier. Yeah, at this point, Travis, it's obvious that it's just like, him buying to the public cry that, loaders have to be on the field. It's just that important for the fight, Because a heart make people want Damian Low play. Certain man have about 5 years left in his footballing career and the game will still be playing. Facts. Man, if you realize, say, career finite. One day you go want to play for Jamaica and you just can't play because your leg them can't move again like one time. Players always had roommates in the England team until recently. It's not something to complain about. Yeah, I mean, look, it is what it is, man. Like, you can't. I am all for professional standards, but let it be the things that we can financially control. Like, we just can't literally afford to go outside of whatever tournament we're playing provides, and most of the time them not gonna provide one room for everybody. JFF is really with mismanagement and disorganization. So Butler taking full advantage of the situation. Whatever meeting was held, Butler would not take any talk if he didn't have things his way. Well, early B, that is a part of the conflict resolution, bro. People them lose them head, storm out, calm down, sit back down again, you start over, you do it again. Like, it's a rough thing to go through, but if people actually want the best and a positive outcome, you have to get through that part. You have to. Yeah, that's Travis. That's something that I've been asking. Like, I want to gauge the players' feelings on this because they were pretty strongly against a lot of the things he was saying. Or, well, I wouldn't say against the things he was saying. I know they were all upset with the timing of it. You know what I mean? I said Phoenix is a new Get Out movie. Low, whoa. So you say Butler have the cup. I go so. JFF no good. JFF want to fight the whole away. And him just move the spoon in a something. And I make the little sound. Jaja. What a picture me just get a while ago. Jamaicans are beggy, if we are to be honest. There must be ways to navigate and still have Leon and his commitment to country. Yeah, I even I had one. I even seen some people say, yo, them not realize say making that public are gonna make people hate him more because them are wait for Buck Leon on the road and ask him for something, So that's a take. Surprise me. I hope there's a change of attitude. Everybody that just come together for the cause. Not about you, it's about Jamaica. Yeah. I mean, him talk a good game a lot, him say a lot of good things, and people say, boy, yeah, ambassador for Jamaica and thing, but then him have these actions and it make you wonder, It's make you wonder. I don't think it was a good idea for the coach to make certain man go to a party and then link up with the squad for the second game. I think it would cause some problems in the dressing room. Okay. Yeah, I agree with that. I agreed with that. The beggy mentality is contagious in Jamaica. May I tell you, brother? Most persons on YouTube chat not understand the constitution of JFF, so them talk crap. Okay, that is true. There is a lot of crap being spoken day to day. I'm not gonna tell you that that's a lie. True, but a local born bred player. Do not say he's no patriot. Yep. Travis say, I blame Hallgrimsson. He's a soft coach, a look friend from Bailey. He should be more professional. Fair enough. That was definitely a terrible idea. That's not top-notch coach behavior. You lose control of a squad when these things to happen on your watch. Yep. Butler's players don't get picked. Problem. His players get picked. Still problem. I tell you nothing. You can't do nothing. And the next thing too. Today the demands list is 5. What stop him from them when if them 5 they actually happen? Then them say, you know what? I'm just to hold them next 5 in a reserve for when you do them 5 there. See 5 more something you need for there. So when will it end? Whisper is not injured. Phoenix stick together. You don't know that from Bailey now play Whisper now play too. I tell you, true thing. Bailey say and Jeffrey, him nah miss his party. Yeah man, me know. That's why when people do that, yeah, I figured he would not miss the party. Tell me already. Grimmy is the coaching version of a dad that lets his son tell to shut up and says he's just expressing his feelings. Yo, when you say at the soft at the urine timeout, dad. Grim put the ball in them in a timeout and he's supposed to beat them. CB just love the spotlight on social, bro. Socials, anything. Yeah, man. Well, when any publicity is good publicity. A real marketer, It's a Hallgrimsson a plant him. Yeah, man. Daddy only watch back the show tomorrow, man. I'm sure saying probably about some sleep. I tell you, man, blaze a fire up on Facebook today, brother. Where say Owen, if a hard pick the team, you're there in there. Him say that hard now go work for the fans. You have to be a player. Man, no rate you as a baller, Owen. I don't like any of our defenders in midfield. None of them are good enough on the ball and mobile enough at the same time, but we lack options. Probably made worse by the coach's selections. Absolutely 1-1. There were players out there, and when we have the time, or not the time, but when we actually have a footballing show about the Reggae Boys, we can definitely discuss those things. Isn't that sad? I have a football channel, and we have a Copa forward, and we're not even talk about football. Jeez, but people, may I tell God honest truth, this is the last day I'm done with this after this, people. I'm gonna listen to the coach and we're gonna move on. But this is the last show, I promise you. No. But we're low in the midfield. So if you don't have anything to talk about, and tell me today about this. I don't want to hear about it after this. But we're low in the midfield, we should have beaten the top 3 CONCACAF teams in the past 6 months. I'll just take it as coincidence. But if he plays there, we'll beat Mexico and dead. What I signals me that you have a point. You have a point. Because I think that's what people point to right now. Anybody that don't see Low as a midfielder still, people just say, so what? I don't see what him do against Canada. I don't see we almost beat USA. And I see we beat Panama for the first time in a long while. And all of them game they low start in a midfield. So Cygnus, you have a damn good point. What you gonna tell people if we beat Mexico in their first game and low play midfield? We can't tell them nothing. And some of them say we can't tell them nothing now. So imagine. They say sat them on in scrimmage. I hear a thing. One say Low does play with heart. He has tremendous athleticism, quick across the ground, gets around the pitch, but lacks quality on the ball and goes everywhere like he has no instructions. In the next 4 years, Leon, I must whisper and Bailey name, not even going to mention around the national team because he's going to be all in and slower. Oh, the next 4 years, Leon Bailey name, not even going to mention. Okay, because him, because him was slower them time there. The coach blundered big time. Big up yourself, Kevin One Vibes, you know. No, sir, Ryan good listen across the way. The coach blundered big time and has to take responsibility for some of this. Yeah, we're gonna get to the coach's role in all of this as well. Because I'm still thinking him early a little bit. I'm not gonna tell you why. CB and Leon Bailey is all about them, not Jamaica. That is true. How is that terrible idea to want to have the best team? Okay, this is a different perspective tonight so far. So DJ Prezi, big up yourself, Prezi. If I see him Prezi this from one time, big up and respect. Make sure you subscribe, bro. I start out my channel and things, so you don't know. Big up yourself, long time in a bucket in the YouTube streets, yeah. How is that terrible idea to want to have the best team? I can see the coach walking away after Copa. But the way the man did look today in that interview, they look like he would have walked away like yesterday. Butler is the problem. Listen, the next 3 years, some player don't even going to be around the national team. That is true. Good point. Where is the other player them list of 5 things or 50 things or however many things? Coach won't walk away, but the coach will not pick Bailey again. Now, that is where I will agree with the DJ Prezi. Come like every competition Jamaica enters somehow ends up being JFF versus Craig Butler. Terrorated. How? Every time. Only thing, well, now the man gone in at the women's too, you know, so maybe the girls program is not immune anymore. Late night with Jason Kuna. Yeah, man, big up yourself. I am sure sports. Manning's man. Everybody don't know Manning's man. Part-time, full-time Reggae Boys team manager. Not on duty now, so he's back making YouTube videos on the daily. So check him out, people. I am sure sports. Drop a subscription over there. Big up yourself, Mannings. He's here for the World Cup cycle, bro. I'm not going nowhere. Green believes in gentle parenting. He isn't Jamaican. But like selfish, I will agree there. If Low was in midfield with 2 others that are better on the ball, he sat in front of the defense, won the ball, and gave it to players that are better than him. It could be a temporary solution. But I said, but the lack of the discipline there not working out, Just running too much. Prezi, big up yourself. I figured it was because it was DJ Prezi the last time too. So what kind of trophy that you hold? You win a DJ competition? Man win World Clash Star. Low is in a 2 in midfield, attacking, defending, running on the wing, running in the box. It's just crazy. The coach not helping the player of the team with that. Running a business, bro. Fully busy, bro. Yeah, man. It's very good to be busy, you know. That means you're getting things accomplished. So big up yourself, bro. When you have the time, you don't know if you have the time, and you see me live, run out, brother. Because you know he's a person with a lot of views. And we like the people them with views on the show so we can make the conversation flow. Grimmy look serious in that interview. Man. I tell you, Owen, serious as a judge. Him look like a Jamaican parent in another one there. Low is best served on midfield. Just need someone to pass the ball to for them to use it. Boy, Brent, me I be honest with you, right now for me, with the players we have, low come in like our coach I said, boy, we want Blake around the team for support and them thing there. Right now, lower support right now, to me. Be honest with you. Sound Clash Trophy, big up yourself, big win. So female soon get the job. Boy, I tell you because the man have girls in him camp now. The man have the females in Phoenix now. So eventually I'm gonna want him girl in the national team as well. Man them say is attacking, defending, centre back, midfield. Big up yourself, Prezi. Yeah man, when time permits, I'm gonna do some watch along and definitely will do some recap. I am sure sports with another perspective here. What if Leon is at the opposite end of what Butler is saying? Could that be the case, or do you believe both are operating in unison? Well, one thing is for sure, I don't think Butler is being the same in his dealings with everybody he deals with, because based on what the conversations that Hallgrimsson and Butler had and the conversations that Chung and Butler had, it seems to have very different tonality in them. Like he's telling Hallgrimsson one set of things and telling Chung another set of things. Now, I don't know if what you're asking, I wouldn't be privy to that information. I'm not really certain. So I have purposely tried to leave out Leon out of all of this. I'm only basing it off of all the people that I heard talk today. So that would have been Chung, Butler, and Hallgrimsson later. So that's really, but that's a great, I'm glad you asked this question though, so people can think about it. What if Leon is at the opposite end of what Butler is saying? Could that be the case, or do we believe both are operating in unison? And I think a part of the reason why I don't know the answer to this question, Mannings, is because, and I spoke to someone earlier about this. Based on the timeline of what the coach said, he would not have spoken to Leon after getting the assurance from Chung and then speaking to Craig on the phone. I was led to believe that he never spoke to Leon before actually officially put him on the team. So that to me was the one thing that I would beat the coach about, right? Is like, why would you just take the word of some people when you can reach out to the player directly? I at least I'm led to believe that. I don't know if it's in the contracts to where the coach can only reach out to the agent, but I doubt that's the case. And you can correct me if I'm wrong, Mannings, but like I would just like to ask Coach Heimir, like, why didn't you reach out to Bailey the day of planning to put him on the team? Just you reach out to him directly and say, listen, based on what I've heard from Chung and from Mr. Butler, you're good to go as long as you get the time to deal with what you have to deal with and you meet up with us when you can after the first game. Yes, coach. Yeah, man. Me talk to Craig. Me talk to everybody. I'm good with that. Or no, coach. That's a madness. Like, why wasn't that conversation had? I would love to hear that answer. Afghan win? Okay, yeah, expected. So that means Afghan still not lose yet, and we still not lose yet. I saw it go. For me, it's not a lack of discipline, it's a lack of coaching. The instructions he needs are simple. Stay in front of the back four. Okay, that's the low argument. Low can't pass ball, bro. Not at all. Bailey is done as long as Grim is around. I believe that to be true. Is Leon concerned about the amount of Phoenix players in the youth teams? Maybe. Remember, him in a get out thing, you see that movie, the Mannings, when the lady have the cup, and I stir the cup, and him just fall deeper into a sleep. You're getting very sleep. No, I'm not even about to hypnotize the whole on. Attacking defender, hilarious. See? One other thing, what if Bailey go back to Villa and have a terrible season? Whisper goes unknown to some Bush League team when they run coming back to national team to try and find their form. I think they would do. I think Butler would do everything in his power before having to crawl back to the JFF for anything. Lowe is not an idiot. I agree there. Very smart. He can understand and carry out simple instructions like that. Looks like the coach is just telling him to play in midfield. That's it. No further instructions. Well, that would be bloody sad. I mean, boy, one. I'm not gonna believe that. I'm not. Lowe is the true reggae boy's guna. The fight, the passion. Lowe intimidate the opponent like Pepe, like his daddy did back in their days. Boy, Brent, no, that sound good, but me not believe that. I believe say other player can affect the game the same. Them days are done. If Lowe was to really try affect the game like him father, him get red card in 5 minutes or 20. So the game is changing, man. The way Lowe want influence the game, the ref now let him do it no more. All out. 101 for 3. Mash them up. JFF is to blame to the extent that they constantly refer to Phoenix players as unattached. Yeah, I would love to know like what is the like is it just a JFF rule that they can't list the teams that aren't affiliated to the JFF, or is that a FIFA rule? I would love to get that answer. Maybe Manning's man might know the answer to that. I'm not sure. Contemporary manager deal mainly with agents. Okay, so I mean, I would think that the national team would be a little bit different, though, no? Or even if they have to deal with the agent can then put them through to the man to the player or something, even if the channel has to go coach, agent, then agent, three-way the player, or agent reach out to player reach directly to coach. Like, I don't know, but I would think you can talk to your national team players on the phone. Cousins just came back to fitness and helped his team survive relegation. He should be in the squad, in my opinion, and so should Russell. Is Cousins the best player in the world? No, but he can do a job. Mhm. After the Jeffrey interview, okay, so it's a thing where I just saw it go from now on. Okay. But I want to be a footballer, that me notice, but I just can't play again. I will continue to say Low should play in middle in front the last three. I had one. Well, me and you go disagree there, so, but I saw it go. Opinions are for that. Misleading information speak a lot in that short sentence when Leon posts that on his IG. Is in the same signal that you're saying, so they are in sync. Kevin say yes, they sound in sync to me. I believe it. When a man is running down the wing in the first half, then doing it in the second half, either you're giving no instructions, no coaching, or you're bad at getting your message across. Fair enough, 1-1. Jason, I am sure Leon coach said they have direct access to each other. Wasn't that so? I thought so too, but I'm hearing different things. Stefan said, boy, from that one thing there, everything will come through Butler. But me see Bailey do interview with Wayne Marshall. Me never see or Wayne Mitchell, him real name. Me never see Butler anyway. Not even know if him did that day. Butler is Phoenix over everything, including the national team. That seems to be a fact. Bailey ever switch agent, the truth will come out and it would be extremely distasteful. But I may tell you about that book there, if that ever right, Jeez. Alright, so that is pretty much the Butler and Chung side of things. And the reason why I'm gonna put from heroes to villains in the title, not because the two of them gone to Aston Villa now. It's basically because, during the press conference, they were seen as the heroes, or that's what the coach was saying. They kind of got this over the line, and that quickly changed to villains, as this day played out and progressed. Because, while Travis says, boy, Chung stand on business for everything and oral, and I agree. He had his points there, but I think that where he erred was trying to use the familiarity that he has with Butler to get this thing over the line, and not doing it from a you know unbelievable that they could be citing a lack of professionalism as one of the main reasons, and then you try to get this rectified in an unprofessional manner with a meeting of old friends trying to patch up differences to get to a amicable situation. Come with the facts. The man bring him things to the table, bring your things back to the table, and bring them in writing as well, not just, hey, Bullet, I tell you, we can do this for the flights and we can do this for the this, and no, you can just stop your differences and play. Come on, do it for your old friend. That was never gonna work, man. That was never gonna work. It would have to be a much more professional setting. I still will not stop saying all parties should have been involved. I would have had Speed there. I would have had Chung there. I would have had the coach there. I would have had Meron Garden there, John Wall, any coach involved, any major player involved, the CEO, technical committee chair. I would have Roy Simpson there as well as a delegate from the management team, or the delegate, the head of management, right? I would have him there. And I would air out everything in that meeting, man. That's what I would have done. Player, manager, and then all the relevant people from JFF as well. And if Butler can have I don't want to disrespect. I believe it's his girlfriend or wife. I'm not sure if they're married. Sorry. Have her there as well. You know what I'm saying? And you go from there. And again, I mean no disrespect as far as not sure the nature of the relationship. So I don't want to misspeak and say Mrs. So and so. Very nice lady. I've heard her speak and seen her before. So yeah, no ill will towards any of that situation. Including national team. Say get out based on things that keep happening. It's not impossible. Yeah. That is true. It won't make a difference. Butler will never stop. No matter what, me. Jaja. All right. So what we want to know, people, I did get a chance to listen to an interview that was conducted by Simon Preston, press officer for the Reggae Boys, and I want to go ahead and play that for everyone. And actually, let me see if I can actually play this on here for you guys. I believe I saw somebody post it. I don't know why this wasn't posted on JFF's page. I'm seeing other people post it, which was kind of surprising to me. But I'm gonna go ahead and play it. I believe it should play through here, no problem. So let me play this. What, 2 minutes and 56 seconds. I'm not gonna put it on the screen, but I'll play the audio. Let me know if you're hearing this. All right, I'm gonna try. Okay, so you're not hearing it. All right, cool. So let me do this then. I think I'll have to share the screen for you to hear it actually. And this is coming from, I think it's Halftime TV's YouTube page. And it's Simon Preston interviewing the coach. All right, let's see. You guys should be hearing this now. Just give me a thumbs up in the chat.
We have with us the head coach of the Reggae Boys, Heimir Hallgrimsson. Coach, the squad has been announced for the Copa America this summer. Talk to us a little bit about the squad that has been selected.
There's not many surprises in the selection. It's more or less the players that we have been playing last year and a half. A group of players that have done pretty well for Jamaica. It was a little bit different. The rules from Common Ball for Copa America. The rule change is that normally it's a 23-man squad, um, but in this case, both in Copa and in the Euros, coaches and federation can name a 26-man squad. We thought a 23-man squad is enough for Jamaica. Normally, the playing time for a few players is not much in a competition like this. So we went for a 23-man squad and opted to have three senior players as an optional players if they would be able to join, the two for coming from injury. And yeah, so that is how we decided to do it, to select a 23-man squad, and then to have a player like Andre Blake back coming from a surgery on his knee. I think it would be really good for the squad if he would be in one form or another. He's a captain. He's a leader in this team. It would be nice to have him on board, whether he is fully fit to play or not. Same I can say about Amaribel, uh, a very experienced, good player in the squad. So it would be nice if we can uh, make the squad at some point. Uh, for them, it's a long shot, but we opted to put them in the squad in case we would go all the way to the end of the tournament. So it would be nice to have them to support the group in the end. And the same, we thought the same about Leon Bailey if he would want to come. And in his case, he decided not to want to play for Jamaica. That's his decision, and that's that's every player's right to refuse to play for the nation, and he opted to do that, not to play for Jamaica. End of story for me. Absolutely end of story. Now I would like just everyone to focus on those players that want to play for Jamaica and want to represent Jamaica. And let's put our focus and support to those players.
Yeah, so once again, respect to Simon and also to Halftime TV for sharing that. But yeah, you guys heard that. Strong messaging as far as is concerned, where Leon Bailey is concerned. I agree with that stance taken. Again, I think it was a day too late. I think, once he had the conversation prior to announcing, once Bailey told him again, look, I still really don't want to play. Um, he could have said end of story before this press conference even happened, and perhaps maybe I'm doing a show tonight about tactics. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I applaud the fact that after the fact now he's finally trying to put some closure to it. But again, it's the simple way to go now at this point when you know that he's not wanting to play. So it doesn't really hold as much weight as if he had done it before. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, he still saw value in having Bailey around, and he was trying to make it work. But clearly the player's not in the right headspace for that. So yeah, I think there are some other things that were said, and I see one kind of thinking about them and talking about them here. I will get to those as well. But really, before I get going on anything else that was said, I just want to key in on how we got here with the whole Leon stuff. And I just want to say that the coach, I think, made this declaration a day too late. I think if he had just reached out to the player before the final announcement was made, I'm sure he would have gotten a feel based on his demeanor and the conversation that perhaps something is not all the way right, and perhaps Dennis Chung and Butler kind of misread the situation after their meeting, or something was wrong with the communication between those two. And if you knew any of the backstory between those two, you would have known not to trust that their meeting would have led to anything so quickly. It would have taken a lot more time. I believe so, at least. So, good on him as well. Or again, for saying, listen, end of story. If the player doesn't want to play for Jamaica, then I'm done with it. Kind of wipe my hands with that, right? So that is it. That is it, people. That is it. But yes, there are some other things that he talked about. Just going to close off the whole Bailey issue. The last thing I want to say is, again, people, I think that in a weird way, every single party involved, I think, is at fault at some stage of this. Um, I think that the coach, I know the coach would want to have the best players he sees, that he has to offer or that he has to pick from chosen, right? So if we're being honest with ourselves, Bailey is one of the 26 best players that Jamaica could pick. I mean, that's just a fact, right? Um, but I think one of the keys to being a really good coach is figuring out what's going to be best for the entire unit. And look, who knows? Maybe the coach knows that some players are willing to forgive Bailey when the time, whenever. You know, I would hope that he knows this, because trying to get Bailey at the final hour again, which is what we heard happened before the last time he was officially suspended. Um, you know, he said that he spoke to the team about disciplining them, and they were cool with the discipline and the suspension. So I'm assuming again that he would have talked to the team, or at least the leaders of the team, to see if it's okay to pursue getting Leon back into the team. So the players have been kind of quiet about all this. I mean, I'm going to be honest, I haven't really been on social media today, and I know a lot of these guys will post little stuff if they feel like, and they're not really shy, especially when you're talking about Damian Lowe. He's one of the more vocal ones that has the seniority in the team, and probably is a voice that if he knows that there's a a, a a sounding cry coming from the team, he would be the one to maybe report it and bring it out to everyone. And I haven't heard much. So I would love to talk to a representative of the players, or even a player, not on air or anything, just privately, and just say, hey, like, what's the spirit in the team in regards to this whole fiasco with Bailey and the situation. And I'm hoping that it's not something that would take anything from their play on the field, but at the end of the day, they're not robots, they're human. So I would just love to get a feel for their psyche, but they have the team psychologist for that, so he might have some overtime to work. Where, so that meeting should never happen in the first place, because Bailey said he was taking a break. Yeah, I agree. I mean, where were the signs? Okay, 1-1. So this is the part of it that we definitely need to talk about. I was a bit surprised as well with the 4 goalkeepers. Of course, the explanation given was for the player to be, for Andre Blake to be around the team due to his role as a leader in the team, somebody that always keeps the camps together. My thing is, have him there as an ambassador. Then don't actually use it as a player. I think he the way he framed it was, if we can advance far enough in the tournament, and he said he plans to be there as long as the tournament lasts, so make it all the way to the final, then by then maybe Andre Blake would be good. My thing is, I mean, if you have a goalkeeper that has gotten you all the way to the finals, or goalkeepers for that matter, if they use more than one, I mean, with Andre Blake, no match fitness, coming back to play one final game, would that even be the smartest thing to be doing anyway? I don't really know. So, I really think that it would be much better served to have 26 fit and ready players, and I expressed that to the folks that were asking me earlier. And I'm not gonna come on here and change. I do think that after reflection and thinking about it, I love the fact that Amari Bell is close. I love the fact that Blake has a chance to get back in time. But with the absence of Bailey now, who is not injured, and to my knowledge will not be able to be replaced in the 26, so we will be going with 25. The way Hallgrimsson puts it is, we always go with 23. So I just see it as an extra, and really there's no need to pick those 3 players. My thing is, if every other team in the world is taking advantage of 26 players and picking 26 fit players, Who is Jamaica to say, yeah, we only need 23. Let's pick 3 man where can't play. That I heard the explanations and I heard all of that, but for me, it don't really make sense. Um, basically what it's telling me is we have this what some people call a big pool of players, but you really only trust a certain set of the pool because you had the opportunity to drop players, bring in different players, and you decided instead to keep players in around the team that might not be able to play, but you just like them for the group. So again, I understand the explanations. I just disagree with them. That's all. I would want to take full advantage of having 3 extra bodies that can help me win football matches. But look, the coach seems to think that keeping these players around could aid in them winning football matches. So let's see. Let's see. Let me see. How can you pick a man in the squad said he don't want to play and not even confirm he will come before? Not serious at all. Yeah, I'm. That's the one shocking part. Because when I said this earlier, people were saying, but he said he did talk to the player, and I said, but he said he talked to him prior to the World Cup qualifiers. He did not mention talking to him again. In fact, he said that he can't take full credit for this. He needs to give the credit to Craig and Dennis because they're the ones that had a meeting that were able to get some more traction in getting this thing done. Ironically, I was just about to ask if JFF has a social media person, how I can apply to do it. The inability to effectively use social media is outstanding, embarrassing, astounding, embarrassing even. I had one. They will accept anybody that will help them, as long as you don't need to be paid. And I believe that's a part of the reason why sometimes things don't work out in their best interests. They're willing to take help from anybody because things do need to get done and they don't have the money to pay people. But it's tough when you're not paying people to get good work. It's not the easiest thing. What does Grimmy mean when he say end of story for me? Absolutely end of story for me. End of the Bailey story is how I read it is how it came across to me. Wants to play. Yep, keyword there. Yeah, exactly. I don't know. I don't know what. I don't think there's much cryptic about that in a float. Man just say it's end of story for me. What else could he mean besides this chapter is over? This Leon Bailey story is over. Coach put him foot in their mouth when naming the team Bailey. Yeah, clearly. Wrong move by the coach. You don't need fighter Captain Blake and weak hard Bailey in no camp to mentor anybody. Fighter? Why you call him fighter? That's what the came across to me. Like he's saying that's the final straw. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. That's what I got from it too. Yeah, can I say end of story? Absolutely end of story. Yeah. I recommend speaking to Simon from Ray Boys Commentary. Yes, that's a good direction to point him into for sure. Yep. This coach lacks personal confidence. That's why he keeps looking personnel to offer support to the team. It's an interesting take, Mr. Yee. So he's thinking having these leader guys in and around the camp kind of helps his job a little bit. Yeah, absolutely. Make him a member of the staff, or something. But you don't have to take up a player spot. 100%. Everyone heard. I think we should never recall Leon again. And we should also log this as another strike against coach because he's headed towards being relieved of his role. I think him leave before being relieved, to be honest, But that's just me. I don't want to hear the coach call the name Bailey again. He serves no purpose. Also, the name Whisper. They're not giving any credence to the team. They are not needed and will not be missed. Mr. Yee, definitive there, giving his take. One agree. Totally agree with the coach. We don't have the pool. Okay, so we don't have the pool. So we agree with exactly, Brent. You agree with like just naming injured players because they might get fit in time and thing. And you'd rather let me know. I'm assuming that's what you mean. Does Leon Bailey have residency in Europe? Why he's acting this way? Doesn't Jamaican players need caps to renew their professional contracts in England? Yeah, I believe he must at this point. I mean, he's been playing since like 2017, having residency in Europe. So I don't think that's still an issue for him, Waldingstone. And his contract, him just renew a contract. We'll have him there till I want to say 2028, if I'm not mistaken. Let me double check that. I like to make up my life. Don't be right about those type of things. I want to say it's 2028. It's like a 4-year extension, but I might be adding on a year that's not there. Don't worry, people. I'm gonna fact check myself before I start freak out and tell me. I'm gonna look. Remember, people, smash the like button. I haven't said that in a long time. Smash the like button, share, subscribe. Anybody in the building for the first time, remember, please, 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 please subscribe, people. Subscription count helps. The likes help the most though. So please like the video if you're here watching. Just like up the video. If you feel so inclined, send a message and drop some money on the board. One won't start the day off with a 5-pounder. And it's like the people them not catch a rake. So I tell them again. That also can help me greatly. Keep the lights on in my house. All right, so let me see now. Contract until where is it? Okay, yeah. So it's 2027 with an option for a further year. All right. So I knew it could be till 2028. So I wasn't completely wrong there. But yeah, he just renewed as well, Walden. We have a small pool, but left out 3 midfielders that are better than some in the squad. If we make it to the final without Blake and he recovers, I would play him. That being said, I don't think we'll reach the final with weight. Blake's excellence kept us in past competitions. Fair enough, fair enough. Wade did have 2 half-color performances for him in the last 2 games. I think Dominican Republic wasn't so bad. He did have one big mistake in that game, though, that could have cost us. And then the second game, I thought he made more than one mistake in that one. So, does he lose all the credit that he built up in his other performances when Blake was out? To some, yes. Kanaya Boyce Clark, I think, is capable. Is he ready? I don't think we'll know until we put him in. So Amari and Blake are injured. Are all other players fit and ready? What about Ethan? Is he fit? Yeah, so the coach mentioned a few players by name that were, kind of late. Not, I wouldn't say doubts, but he was just waiting on confirmation from them before putting them on. And that would have been Ethan Pinnock. What's the other player? Ethan Pinnock, Damari Gray, and Joel Latibodier. He said Gray and Pinnock had been reaching out and they said they're good, raring to go. And he said of the 3 of those players, Latibodier was the latest or the last to reach out and confirm, yes, I'll be good to go. I'm good. So, yes, to my knowledge, Colin, Ethan is well and fit, and everybody else is as well, apart from the Amari and Blake that you heard about. Yes, 1-1, but he already stated that players already unlimited playing time. They're just not good enough. Oh, the squad coach need to leave. Yeah. Once you lose that, once you lose that dressing room, it really might be time to go for real, bro. I tell you the truth. Telling you the truth, people. Yep. Yeah, people. So that is it, man. Another day in the drama-filled world of the JFF. When will it end? Um, on this channel, hopefully for a good while. Tomorrow we have the Euro starting up. If you didn't get a chance to see it earlier today, I did a full Euro preview where I went through all the groups. I also tried to tell you about some breakout players to watch that I think you should look out for in this upcoming tournament. First game is tomorrow. It will be Germany and I think who is it? Germany and it's not Switzerland though. Can't remember right now, people. I get late. What's today? All right, so the 14th. Yeah, Germany and Scotland. Germany and Scotland, people. So yeah, that will be the first game of the Euro. It's going to be 3 o'clock my time, 2 o'clock Jamaica time, 8 o'clock if you're in England, I believe. Yeah. So yeah, first game of the Euro. So I want to feel about the Euro, people. We do a full 2-hour show today, and I know the people them can't watch it start. So I love the drama and couldn't just spend 2 hours out of the day I listen some football talk, man. And just look out for the rest of the drama. Love it, Alex Richards said all this politics does not help the coach nor the team. This is the most important competition for Jamaica in at least a decade. When all is said and done, Leon will have turned his back on him country. Yeah, man, more and more people just changing them tune and it start. And I think he's the one that's losing the most in all of this is Leon, People just say, yo, all right, brother, just go on where you go now. Can't bother with it no more. It's like people fed up, And then, yeah, it's gotten to that point. It's not better to bring 3 from DJ, Cousins, Russell, Aarons, Adai, and Roof than bring a cheerleader and call 2 that don't want to come. They are not. But Marshall is good enough. Yeah, that is true. When you break it down that way there. Yeah, DJ would have still put him on for the cover. If it's between Cousins or Russell, would have said boy Russell, to be honest, And Aarons, would have said boy, would I rather go for like a Paris more than a Aarons, to be honest. Aarons, even though Aarons played a little bit more this year, it's the years before him never really that play. And I die for me if him having passport, I don't know how him not make the team. Cause he's still, what is he, about 26 now, 25, like 6'8" or 6'7". He's a giant keeper that. The coach one did talk about Roof, and Roof he said he had to admire his honesty. Roof said, Coach, to be totally honest, you don't want me to come because me not really fit. So at least a man tell the truth and not waste your time. Can respect that. In an important moment. Yeah, turning back in an important moment. Very true, very true. Good with 3 additional picks because World Cup is the main aim. So having all the players together for the month, that's what he wants to continue qualifiers with. Yeah, but Kevin Cooper, the problem with that, there's multiple Nations League games. Well, not multiple, but there's 2 games in September, 2 games in October, potentially 2 more in November if you make the quarterfinal. Now, I know those are not prolonged camps, but you see, the reason why I don't love it, Kevin, is because the players in question have already been to a long, sustained camp with this coach. So what would, I don't know. It's the first time somebody brought up this angle though, Kevin. So I respect that it's a new take that I haven't seen. Like this is really with a keeping in mind of this core group staying together because this is what he want to keep together as he goes through the process of making it to the World Cup. So yeah, I never really looked at it from that perspective. So respect for this comment, Kevin. Honestly, to be clear, I'm not discrediting his reason, but stating fact. Sometimes you take a sacrifices for what you love. I wish him the best still. Yeah, it's. I mean, absolutely. Like when I hear about this break stuff, the way I look at it is like, listen, you know, you kind of decide when you take up professional sports, um, that you're gonna sacrifice a lot of your family. It's one of the things that I hear most athletes when they make like the Hall of Fame or something. They're talking, they're always crying, talking about their kids, saying, "Boy, he or she is just sad that it meant missing this birthday and this recital and whatever because they are constantly working on their craft or traveling to go games or whatever the case is being a professional athlete." So it comes with the terrain, man. You get money, you get a lot of fame sometimes, you get fortune, but you might have to give your time up a lot to other people, whether it's to fans, whether it's to your national team, whether it's to your club. It's just comes with the territory of being a professional athlete. Coach brought in Ultimate Butler and Baby God and support the team in Nations League semi. Yep, they are. I think the official title is ambassadors, I believe. Butler have a job now, so I don't know if he'll be doing it anymore because I'm have to coach the U17 now. So maybe they'll bring in a different one. I haven't seen like I don't know if they would bring in Fuller because I don't think Fuller really agree with some of the hierarchy at the GFF. But who knows? Maybe if Baby do anything, we'll talk to Fuller and say, "Oh, come in, Fuller." Okay. Splat, Cova, Tyler Robbins, Kobe Thomas want to those young ballers. True, Splat, Cova, Tyler. Yeah. Um. Yeah, those players. Then you have the forgotten ones, Stefan Wright. The ones that leave JPL and gone overseas, and like we forget about them forever. Kaim Paris, Norman Campbell, Flemo, who people have PTSD over, but the man played good in another season. Shaquan Satchwell start get game with him there. I think it's Slovakia him there, I believe. Or Latvia, one of them. Kenroy Campbell do him thing over there as well. So those are the forgotten ones, plus the youngsters where did I get in and around the U20 and stuff. Them once them done with U20, you can't see them again, big man. Marshall not ready for this Copa level. He was lost in the Dominica World Cup game. Yeah, I was shocked. Out of all them players, Missy get a chance. Even Adrian Reed, Missy come on and create a chance in about 1 minute. I don't know, but better to give some young players experience rather than doing what coach did. To prepare the players and do that. Why 1-1? You say that, but I don't know how that would go. But yeah, you're right. I mean, at least the 3 JPL players them can run on the field if they need to. Yes, so much fuller, we play for Jamaica. No most Ricardo. Trevor says stop beat the player, them will get picked. Load them. I'm really wondering because we're asking for younger player. Jason, that's why I called in with that point, because those to me are at a disadvantage, my boss. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, put us at a disadvantage. I think that's what you're saying. I agree. Signal say one Fuller. Yeah, man, Fuller and a ram for beat them in some of the comment section some of the time. Them. I haven't seen him on these platforms in a while still, but I know he's been busy with his coaching, so it's half season now. Maybe he might do him badge them and sort out himself. Yeah, man, I drop this back on the board here. Big up yourself, one. I respect for the strength in the chat for the entire time. I hold some reasoning. You don't know a straight reasoning over here, so had to be sure Fuller has eyes on the presidency. Yeah, I've heard that, I've heard that from many different circles, but I don't know if fully understand how the constitution of the JFF work, but him can't really do that from which part him then. So I don't know what his plan is, but it's not gonna be possible from over Stoke side. Yeah, I think I saw him in an interview some years now. Well, maybe last year sometime, talking about it. I think him said that's down the road though. I know him said Samuel Eto'o was an inspiration to him and when I do with the football and things. So yeah, I know him would I like to do that one day. JPL has some useful players that are better than choosing. Nobody, for sure. Nobody can score no goal, can't tackle nobody. Nobody can even lose the ball. So really can't do anything. Way how things are going right now, people. I have to check my 4 minute buzz in the car. Believe me, place I move crazy. I'm not calling for anyone specific. Just saying we have some baller who leave JPL and playing overseas, which is better than a JPL level. Yeah, those are the forgotten ones. All the baller them in a JPL. Unless you now go La Liga, English Premier League, Italy, and boy, not even Italy. Because man go to Italy and can't get called. Where else? France. I guess Belgium could have worked, Turkey could have worked them today, but you see all them Latvia and them Serbia and them Slovenia and them place there. And we just stay at JPL, big man. When we're getting a national team faster. That's at least that's what it looked like to me. I could be wrong, but that's what it looked like. I had one, thank you for the information. Hopefully he wins. I think he would change a lot. Yeah, the problem though, one is you can't. Like me can't become JFF president. Me no live in Jamaica. And the same reason why him couldn't do it, him no live in Jamaica. Unless he probably have property over there still. So me don't know. Could have maybe. Me don't know what him would have do, but as to my knowledge, him can't run for president. Get some chances like Flemings and Campbell and Paris to name a few. Yeah, Paris did get the entire Gold Cup and clearly never impressed the coach because we never see him again after that. Do I think we can get out the group? I mean, look, anything is possible, you know. When Jamaica was going to the World Cup, women, we never think they was going forward out the group. And them say, yo, you're not patriotic and you're not this and you're not that. But I say, brother, I just not see it. I not see how we'll get through that group, yeah. And I don't really feel the same kind of, like I don't feel like it's, I thought the chances were lower of us getting out of the group with the women, with the teams we had in our group. Even though I knew Panama was always a winnable game, I just assumed that we wouldn't be able to get anything. Like one of those teams were gonna beat us, even if we draw against one. But we ended up drawing both and winning Panama. We got through. So, you know, something like that can occur. I just feel like, you know, I think we have to get a positive result against Mexico to start the tournament. That's the only way we get through. I think if we lose the first game, I would be surprised if we got through the group. It is going to be only the top two. There's what 4 groups of 4, and it's going to go straight into a 4 groups of 4, and it goes straight to a quarterfinal, I think. Unless no, actually, it's 4 groups of 4, and you get you get 4. So wait, 4 times 2, 8. So it'll work. A 3. No, honestly, people, how the Copa formats there? I know a 16 team. Got 10 CONMEBOL team and 4 and 6 CONCACAF team. So then, how it'll go for the next round? Let me just look on that. Because normally you would go down to around a 16, but I guess because the tournament's small, like go straight to quarterfinal. That's the only thing makes sense to me. I just want to make sure. That must be the case, right? 2024 Copa America. Where this dropping now? Format. All right. How will the Copa work? Top 2 teams from each group advance, as well as the 2 best third place teams. Okay. This not make sense. Yo, why am I showing me the format for this tournament, brother? Let's go to CONMEBOL, man. Copa America 2024. Yeah, 4 groups. And the top 2 go through. So straight to quarterfinals, people. I still want to make sure, because this not really make no sense to me, but yeah, we see it now. Quarterfinal, semi-final match for third. So there is a third place match. So you finish top 2 in the group, you're in the quarterfinal, people. So we just have to finish top 2. But to be honest, 1-1, I don't see us doing it. But yeah, I mean, I'll be cheering. I hope it happens. But I won't be betting on it. Are we recruiting from other places outside the UK? I would say at the senior level, for the most part, we really only recruit in the UK, which is strange because we have players in Holland and other places in Europe as well that we don't really recruit. So it's kind of strange. First game is crucial. Mexico are poor, in my opinion. We can beat them. Venezuela are better than us, but they are beatable too. Yeah, I think Venezuela and Ecuador, maybe in cycles past, maybe it would have been like, ooh, we got Venezuela. But I think Venezuela is in a good time right now as far as their country's team development. And it's evidenced by how they're doing in qualifying. They're 4th right now. And for the longest, I can't remember Venezuela making it to a World Cup. So yeah, they're in a good phase right now. Ecuador in 5th, right behind them, but definitely somebody that in my lifetime I've seen progressively become one of the better teams in CONMEBOL, who perennially pretty much at this point makes the World Cup. I mean, it's been quite a few in a row that they have been there. So yeah, and I know when I was younger, the team that looks very similar to them, Colombia, was always better, and they might even be right now. But Ecuador has kind of gotten up to that Colombia level. Maybe not respected worldwide like Colombia, but results-wise, you definitely have to realize that they have improved a lot. Lee wants the coach. She's a player already. You won't hear me asking about him. The coach must have seen something or the lot thereof. Okay. True. We lose the first one, they're probably gone. So we lose the first one, it means you'll go home. True. Very, very true. Yeah, 8 through to the quarterfinal. Yeah, I was trying to figure out some metric how them would I make it a 16, but if there's 16 teams, how is it possible? Who do we stand a better chance of getting a good result from in our group? That's a good question. I would say Ecuador is probably one of the more physical South American teams. So, I mean, all the teams in South America are physical, though, if we're being honest. But I think Ecuador really they will match us for sure, physicality wise. Venezuela have some players like that with a big stature, but they have some smaller players as well. So I think of the 3 teams, honestly, because of familiarity, I would say we have the best chance of getting a good result from Mexico. Familiarity and also timing, because I don't think Mexico is in their best, area right now. I think there's a lot of uncertainty with the team. I don't believe that their fans really believe in Jaime right now. So, I think timing-wise and the team that's the most vulnerable, it would probably be Mexico. But I would say overall, when you factor in rankings and styles of play and all of those things, I would say it would be Venezuela. Yeah, that's what I would say. What's the story on Nelson and Greenwood? Well, right now the story is that there is no story. Nelson just been putting on every Jamaica shirt him own and posting. And Greenwood, I haven't really heard much about Greenwood since the end of the season. I know he's trying to figure out his future and see if Man U will keep him or sell him or what's going on. Yeah, that is it. Quarters after the runs. I don't know what me there search for. I overthink the thing. Remember the JPL squad? He was referred versus TNT. Only one new JPL player he called was Adrian Reed. The King, Dixon Davis, and Marshall played in those friendlies. Okay. Brent Gardner next year business for those players you mentioned. Okay. Yeah, and I'm not quite get them things started yet. Jason, you think Fleming's too old to be called, or is it that he's out of form? Why is he not looked at? Well, it can't because he's out of form, because he was on his best form since he left. I would say it's probably his best form since he left the USL, actually, this past season at his club in Serbia. He ended the season on fire. So if there was ever a time when you were going to bring him back, I thought it would be now when you're dealing with, Bailey gone. He can play that right side role. So, and he has some experience with the national team. Some say he didn't leave on the best of terms, and that could be perhaps why the coach is overlooking him. But yeah, I'm not so close to the team to where I could tell you, yeah, man, I'm not calling because him is a dressing room problem. I don't know that to be fact, but that is what people always bring up when I bring up Fleming. So them say if you see the signs, follow them. Pinnacle got have his hands full versus Ener Valencia of Ecuador. Why Ener Valencia like him can't stop playing a Travis. I don't know how that man every time I see the man every next big tournament I see him, cause he always turn up for them tournament. Always. I tell you say the man just full of energy, brother, and he will score a goal too. But yeah, he'll be a threat. Typically, him captain them now, so you see. Um, Venezuela have been developing better players for some time. They're not an easy game for anybody. They have some good players. Yeah, Venezuela, like I say, maybe if this was Copa America 2008, I would say, boy, that them we have to go beat. But yeah, I think the physical matchup is a little better for Ecuador than Venezuela. So that's why I give because Ecuador can give the technicality plus them can match us physically. I don't know if Venezuela can match us with the physicality as much. So maybe we can use that to our advantage in a way. But yeah, I think all three games are going to be tough if we're being honest. 1-1. Femmes is 28 and had a good season in Serbia. I believe he scored over 10 goals, but I recently choose others like Marshall. Yeah, that's. I don't think anybody's disputing that Flemings never get picked, Travis. But as I say, as I try and make sense of it, that's all. I think we need to step out the UK box recruiting for senior player. I think we need a mix of US German coaching staff. Yeah, I had one it's funny you bring that up because prior to Klinsmann, there would be the odd player that maybe was grown in Germany and come play. I know before Klinsmann time they had a guy named Thomas Dooley and they had Ernie Stewart who was in the Dutch system as well. I mean not Dutch but the German system as well. So they obviously with them having bases all over the world, huge bases in Germany, a lot of dual citizens that decide to play for the US. They spawn out of the military families. And Klinsmann kind of played on that, being from Germany and kind of knowing that history was there. You saw a large influx of them come over. So, if we were to get a coach from that area of the world, I'm sure he'd be doing the same for Jamaica, We are capable of results in all 3 games, in my opinion. If we are compact and organized and try to sting people on the counter, we will see. Well, one of the arguments, and I thought it was a good one that one of the commenters said during, I believe it was my post match for the Dominica game. He mentioned that, boy, maybe against these teams that we're supposed to beat, we don't look as good because we're a little more open, susceptible to the counters and these and things of that nature. But when we are countering and sitting back, maybe we'll get better results. So will the Copa just be a better tournament for us because the coach knows going in, hey, we're going to sit and play counter. And we actually have seen that we can do that, So maybe because of that, you never know. But really, outside of CONCACAF, has our physicality really helped us against top teams? Look at when we played Argentina. That's a very good point, Stefan, right? I think Argentina, though, for their lack of size, they play physical. It's not like they don't play physical. Argentina is like the Italy. Well, Argentina and Uruguay are like the Italies of this confederation. They will kick you to death. They don't have the biggest players, but them make it a physical game, though. Ecuador just had a good World Cup. Yeah, they did. They were in Netherlands group, so I watched them very closely in the World Cup. You've a bid for Mason. He's probably concentrating on the club side for now. Yeah, probably I had one. What you say? The whole of them just I make sure them not kick down the ball of them so they can get them jersey. Jeez and peace. It's enough there's never been. Yeah. It's not, yeah, I hate to even say that we're going to try to use that, Stefan, but I mean, it is something that you can use because, it can help you. We love to kick the ball long. If we're bigger than them and can jump and flick on the ball, maybe we connect more of them. Who knows? But people, all I know, don't expect it to be no pretty thing, and that's not happening. We're gonna scrape out some result. I would just have to happy with the scoreline them. Yeah, man. Through this coach style, better suited to being on the back foot. I will not be sure if we get out the group. Shot if we lost all 3. We will see. Yeah, man, the range of what can happen is wide. I agree there, one. Alright, so the last one I'm gonna take for the night. Travis say, what you think of Klinsmann coach in Jamaica? Well, first and foremost, I think that I would like it. I thought that if you look at his coaching style, he was a coach that liked to coach on the front foot. I think he made USA into a more attacking team. I think he also made USA realize that in order to get better at football, they have to be able to progress out of pressure and play the ball out of pressure. But I just don't think that Klinsmann would stand for some of the stuff he would have to deal with being Jamaica's coach. I don't think the professionalism level is high enough for a coach like him who has been exposed to the US Federation, Bayern Munich, played at Tottenham. I just don't see him. When you talk about finances, period, I just don't see it happening. He would cost too much. I don't think he would last very long if he had to deal with some of the things that our coaches have had to deal with. So I think on face value, I would love it. I think he would be a great coach for us, but I don't think it's financially feasible or professionally feasible right now. This coach, okay. All right, people. Before we cut out, I just want to bless up everyone that showed the channel some strength tonight and stuck with us throughout the video. Had a great time breaking down everything. We went from Butler and Chung, from heroes to villains, all the way to the coach giving us strong message. But is it a day late? That was my question, and I answered it saying yes. I believe it was a day late. But I also said I think a lot of the parties and pretty much all of the parties involved, from Bailey, Butler, Chung, everybody involved, were all at times at fault, and the blame must be bared by all. In the end here, we just had a slight discussion, just took some questions, asking about Copa, a question about Klinsmann here at the end. Which team out of the Copa teams I think we have the best chance to beat. Just wanted to answer those questions, but now I am going to run off of this YouTube space, people. I'm going to go and relax myself for a little bit longer before I take myself to bed. It's a long day tomorrow. I will not be able to live stream the game tomorrow. I probably won't be doing any games for the Euro until maybe next week sometime, but I definitely will be doing daily recaps at the night time in my regular live show. We'll have a segment where we break down the Euro game of the day or games of the day, and we will also talk about whatever news has come up that day regarding the Reggae Boys as they prepare for, geez, it's not far away, people. It's the 14th now, basically, Friday morning. So about 8 days away, people. We'll be playing our first game against Mexico. So, counting down to that has begun, and camp should resume on Sunday. So we'll be tracking and seeing and making sure that everybody is accounted for as we see the post start coming out about the team. So big up on yourself, people. Thanks again for tuning in. I am Jason Guna. This is Jason Guna TV. And yeah, I had a great time with you guys this evening. I will do it again very, very shortly. All right, people, big up on yourself. To all those in the building that checked in, massive, 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 massive respect. I'm scrolling up here, a lot of comments. Of course, Stefan Wright in the building, Vinny Congo, Float, Everyday Living, Travis Peso, big up yourself, Early B, subscribe tonight. So thanks for your subscription, Early B. Respect every time, brother. Ty, bless me up. Float Management, I am sure sports it passed through. Brent Garden, big up yourself, my brother. Sandra Blake, my namesake passed through. Jason. Yeah, man, whole heap of people, man. Anybody me left out, big up on yourself. No disrespect. Hot Chili, big up yourself. Every single time, man. Mr. Yee, Alex Richards, I Add One, big up yourself. Cygnus Media, big up yourself. And of course, one bless up again for the super chat, my bro. And big up on yourself to everyone in the building. And Brent, some of put on this on the screen before me go away. Low in the midfield, bro. All right, may I tell you, low out of the midfield, bro. That may I tell you, Brent. Big up yourself, my brother. And big up everyone else. Big up Travis. Yeah, man. Blessings, manners, and respect, man. Wanna sleep well. Yeah, man. I'm wishing you all the best for the rest of the week and into the weekend. Zine, blessings, people. One love.